then we get to Two Towers. There are a lot of scenes within this movie that I like. I think this list is pretty good, though, this pre-made list, because, as I said in previous videos, and I plan to do a lot more Lord of the Rings videos in the future, but I think this is a good start to kind of enter in how I want to make videos with Lord of the Rings. So I think this is a good starting point and a happy medium for scenes within Lord of the Rings. I could literally pick apart and go through every single scene through all 3 movies, but we'd be here for at least, oh, I don't know. Well, how long are all 3 movies extended edition? That's how long we'd be here. According to this list, we start off Two Towers with Gandalf the White entering to the scene. I think this scene is amazing, right? We thought he was dead. We thought he was gone. And when I was a kid and I watched these movies, I wasn't old enough to read the books. I wasn't able to read the books like that. So we are finally entered in, and we get Gandalf back. And we're like, oh, baby. And of course, you hear his voice, and it is Christopher Lee's voice, Saruman, and they start attacking him. Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas start lobbing things at him. Such a good scene. And then Aragorn says, but you fell. And he goes, too far. And he explains how he died and how he smoked his ruins on the mountainside and killed the Balrog, and I felt life in me again. And yeah, then we got Gandalf back. Gandalf. Yes, that is what they called me. Gandalf the Grey. I am Gandalf the White. Oh man, so good. Such a good scene. Then we jump ahead, and Gollum has already entered the scene at this point. He has agreed to lead Frodo and Sam to the Black Gate. They get to the Black Gate, pretty good scene. And Sam slides down, Frodo gets down there, saves him. The gate is open. So then Gollum says, no, not that way. Gollum has a couple tricks up his sleeve, and he wants to lead them to a different way. A secret, a dark way. And of course, that's where he's going to lead him to Shelob. He's got his whole plan now, but the plan starts piecing together as he goes along. Then we skip ahead and we get to Rohan. This is where Gandalf, Aragorn, and Gimli are going to save King Theoden and break him from his spell. Absolutely love this scene. This scene I'm putting in amazing as well. This is where we also get to see Gandalf's magic, but it's not really against Theoden. It's against Saruman. But Gandalf the White is far more powerful than Saruman the White at this point. I mean, in Return of the King, he breaks his staff. If I had that scene right now, that whole beginning part of Return of the King, I would stick at probably amazing as well. They enter, and Grima Wormtongue goes, late is the hour upon which this conjurer chooses to appear. Lot spell I name him. Ill news is an ill guest. Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth. Oh, love it, love it, love it. You have no power here, Gandalf the Grey. And then, just push them against the throne. Bang, we get old Theoden back, and all is right in Edoras once again. Absolutely love this scene. You get to see what power Gandalf the White has and what he's trying to do, and now he's sent back at the turning of the tide to defeat the evil, which is Sauron. And he's doing what he needs to do, bringing back the kings that need to be brought back to fulfill this destiny. Then we skip ahead. All of Edoras is evacuated, and they're going to be traveling on foot and horseback, some of them, to Helm's Deep. Along the way, Saruman has sent out his warg riders. Holy crap. This is a pretty good scene. I don't think it's amazing. I think it's a lot of fun. A really cool battle scene. The first one you get to see in Two Towers, and it's a lot of fun. We get to see Gimli getting trampled by 2 wargs and an orc. Super funny. And then Legolas is just lobbing people with his arrows. Aragorn's riding warg back with an orc, and then headbutts an orc, and then just rides straight off a cliff. Thinking, holy crap, he's dead. Couldn't believe it, but it was fun. The moment has come. One of the most amazing, most exciting and fun battles in Lord of the Rings and of all time. The battle for Helm's Deep. Now, I don't get goosebumps anymore, but it is a goosebump-worthy scene. The entire battle, which I think takes maybe like an hour over time within Two Towers, so freaking fantastic. Saruman has created his army of Uruk-hai orcs, and he's sending all 10,000 of them. They were bred for one purpose, to destroy the world of men. And they are going to destroy any remnants of man, woman, and child in Helm's Deep. And this is where they kind of make their last stand after leaving Edoras, and they do. And it's a long night, a long rainy battle. Is this all you can conjure, Saruman? And yeah, famous last words, dude, because then most of you get smacked around. During this whole battle for Helm's Deep, Merry and Pippin have been discussing and trying to convince Treebeard to go and attack Isengard and join this fight. Finally, Treebeard leaves the Forest of Fangorn, and he sees that this entire large section of trees were cut down for fuel to breed and to build up all of his orc army. Some of these trees were my friends, from Nut and Acorn. Saruman, a wizard should know better. And then he just roars. I think that scene should have been in here. That gives me goosebumps. But then they go and they attack Isengard. And I mean, personally for me, this might be a little bit of a hot take on this one because it's not a huge scene. But the Ents destroying Isengard, so freaking dope. It was so cool. And then release the river. And then the water just comes down and washes all the orcs away. Absolutely love it. And then Saruman is trapped in Orthanc. He's stuck in his tower and there's nowhere for him to go. Then everyone has been pushed back in Helm's Deep and they're stuck. Theoden's given up hope. What can men do against such reckless hate? And then Aragorn, he remembers. Gandalf says, meet me on the third day. At dawn, look to the east. And Aragorn says, ride with me. Ride out and meet them. And they go. They ride out. They're doing their last stand and they're attacking the orcs. And then you see Gandalf on top of the hill, and he has Éomer. Whole Rohirrim just comes down and just destroys all of these orcs. Push them to the river. They all die. The Ents take care of the rest, and the battle is won at Helm's Deep. Final count, 42. 42! That's not bad for a young Elvis princeling. I myself am sitting on 43. 43. He was already dead. He was twitching. He was twitching because he's got my axe embedded in his nervous system. I am really, really sorry. I'm just so sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm not. So yeah, that scene where Gandalf comes to the rescue with the Rohirrim, that's a goosebump scene. That's definitely a goosebump scene for me. Then we come to the last scene of the Two Towers. Faramir has already kind of abducted Sam, Frodo, and Gollum and takes them to Osgiliath. The Nazgul come to attack Osgiliath, and Frodo's feeling that draw. The ring is forcing him to hand the ring over to the Nazgul to take it back to its master. And then Sam runs up, Mr. Frodo, no! And then he just tackles Frodo down the steps, and Frodo turns around and he goes to stab Sam. Faramir shoots an arrow and, wards off the Nazgul. And then we have that whole scene where Sam does his speech, and it's, I'm going to say it's pretty good. It's an emotional scene, and it's pretty good. I like it a lot. I don't think it doesn't really get me that emotional, but it's still like a good scene for Sam to show that he's willing to be there for Frodo through the thick of it.